Today is November 6th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is Trump's press conference and the pro-Taiwan consensus. First, the U.S. presidential election has a major breakthrough now. Joe Biden has flipped over Georgia and wins, and he might declare victory for the presidential election in any moment. And Trump held a press conference at the White House today. And we're talking about that. He criticized the Democratic Party for stealing votes, and he will file a lawsuit to the Supreme Court. For the latest information, Biden leads in Georgia by 1,096 votes. Now, we know that if there is no sudden change, then Biden is sure to be the next president of the United States. Why? Here are some points. Let's look at the map first. For Trump, because Georgia just has been flipped over. So you can see over here, Trump got Pennsylvania over here, if that is not changed. And also, we can see the North Carolina. But as to Georgia, it was flipped over by Joe Biden. You know that because Georgia, we have the whole thing, and including Alaska for 3 votes. So we can see that would be Trump with 214 votes, and plus over like the 3 states of 38 votes, and that would be a total of 250 votes. And actually, that is not enough. If Trump wins Arizona, we can see over here, thank you very much, just put here, this is Arizona, and that would be how much? And that would be added up to another 11, and that would be 263, but still less than 270 electoral votes. As to Biden, he just flipped over in Georgia. So we can see here, this is Georgia, and he got it. And actually that we can see that Georgia, because, Joe Biden just have like 264 votes, and add up Georgia 16 votes, and that would be 280 votes. And that means he's qualified to be the president of the United States. However, the final result might be delayed until December. Trump held a 17-minute press conference at the White House at 7:46 a.m. today. And he was kind of out of breath, and his face was dull, looking a little bit tired. And these are the messages from his press conference. First, he talked about the mail-in ballot illegal. He said that if you count the legal votes, I easily win. But if you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. And he criticized the mail-in ballots as corruption, and the Democratic Party steal the votes. And he also said that Pennsylvania is a corrupt Democrat machine. Well, I think the reason why Trump said that is because he doesn't want to admit that he was defeated by Biden. And he said that because this is the mail-in ballots that caused his failure. Second, he talked about the inaccuracy of the polls. And Trump said that the polls are inaccurate, and he won easily in Florida and Ohio. And I think the reason why Trump criticized the polls is that he thinks the number is way too far from expected. And it's not far from him, and it's not fair for him, and even oppressing him. Third, talking about the Republican. Trump, in the press conference today, praised the Republicans for their good elections in both the U.S. Senate and House. He also said that more Republican women were elected to Congress than ever before, and that is a great achievement. He also said that he won the largest share of non-white voters of any Republican. Well, I think what Trump tried to emphasize is that he did a great job for Republicans. And it might be related to the rumor saying that he's going to run for the 2024 presidential election. I don't know whether that is true or not. B, what came to my surprise is that the 3 networks like ABC, NBC, and CBS just cut off Trump's live broadcast. They said the reason for that is Trump is not telling the truth. And NBC anchor Brian Williams even tweeted that we are not only interrupting the President of the United States, but correcting the President of the United States. Well, I'm really surprised that the U.S. media just came out so straightforward. I can understand why Trump said that the media don't like it. C. President Tsai also issued an official statement at this time. No matter who wins, pro-Taiwan has been a cross-party consensus in the United States. Although President Tsai did not mention the issue of lifting the ban of U.S. pork with red taping, but I think the U.S. pork case will be passed by the legislative yuan before the end of the year, and it will be officially implemented on January 1st next year as planned. D. If Biden is elected, will there be any change, kind of differences between the cross-strait relations? We know that Biden met with Xi Jinping many times when he was a senator. And Biden's son, Hunter Biden, also cooperated with the China CFC energy company. They established the Sino-Hulk Holdings together. It even involved the so-called big guy getting the 10% of dry share, and that big guy was Biden. So we boldly assume that the relationship between Biden and Xi Jinping must be better than the one between Trump and Xi. However, if Biden puts America's interests first, I think there won't be a huge change between the U.S.-Taiwan relations. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 4 confirmed cases. They are all imported, and they came to Taiwan from Indonesia and Mexico. First, I want to talk about Trump and Biden's press conferences today. In a press conference, Trump claims Democrats are trying to steal elections and say that he will win if legal votes are counted. And he said that, "If you count the legal votes, I easily win. We will not allow corruption to steal such an unimportant election." And also he said that, except for that, Trump also said postal voting undermined the result of the U.S. election. And he said, "I talked about mail-in voting for a long time. It has really destroyed our system. It is a corrupted system." And Trump also claimed postal votes are a benefit to the Democrat. And he said that, well, it is amazing how these mail-in ballots are all one-sided. I know it's supposed to be the advantages of the Democrats. Except for the press conference, Trump tweeted around 12 a.m. this morning, and he said that he will sue every state that Biden won. And he said that all of the recent Biden claim states will be legally challenged by us for voter fraud and state election fraud. Plenty of proof. Just check out the media. We will win America first. However, Trump campaign loses legal fights. We can see that in Georgia, Michigan, and Nevada. And actually, in Georgia case, we're talking about the Superior Court Judge James Bass said that there was no evidence that the ballots in question were invalid. In Michigan case, Judge Cynthia Stephens said that, "I have no basis to find that there is a substantial likelihood of success on the merit." And in the Nevada case, and we can see that the judge in Carson City, James Wilson, said that neither the state nor Clark County has done anything to give one vote preference over another. As to Biden, he also held a press conference this morning, just 3 hours before Trump. Joe Biden showed confidence in his latest speech, and he said that we have no doubt that when the court and for the counting is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm. The process is working. On the other hand, well, China responded to the U.S. presidential election for the first time. And China's Vice Foreign Minister Le Yucheng said yesterday that although there are disagreements between China and the United States, there is vast room for mutual benefit and cooperation. And he said, "I hope the new U.S. administrations will meet China halfway." And that is 相向而行. As to Taiwan President Tsai assures that we're talking about the stable relations with the U.S. no matter which party wins the U.S. presidency. President Tsai said that supporting Taiwan has become mainstream and bipartisan consensus in the United States. Taiwan's government has maintained close relations with the United States. Support for arms sales and legislation benefiting Taiwan is unlikely to change. President Tsai also expresses appreciation for the EU lawmakers' voice supporting for Taiwan to join WHO. And she tweeted that, "I'm delighted that our friends in Europe are speaking up for Taiwan. Over 600 lawmakers from 25 European countries have made their voices heard and requesting Taiwan's participation in the WHO. Thank you to Europe's Formosa Club for standing with Taiwan and global health." In the end, we know that Joe Biden just flipped over Georgia and got approximately 280 electoral votes. But at the same time, we know that U.S. police are investigating a plot to attack Pennsylvania Convention Center. And actually, they just arrested 2 guys with weapons tonight. And this is the hammer that they drove. You know, I hope everything is fine. And this is one of the guys that was arrested. I hope everything is fine in the United States. I'll see you next week, Monday. This is Catherine. Bye.